Alright, so this is my review for the second section of Dune, the section titled Muad'Dib. I just finished reading it, and in regards to the second section, I didn't enjoy it as much as the first portion of the book. The first section was really, it ended spectacularly. I mean, just massive action, a lot of stuff happening very rapidly. And the second portion of the book is really dealing with the fallout of all of that. So I am going to give away a spoiler for the first section's ending, and it's a slight one. It's just related to Paul and his this plot thread that's laid out in the very first chapter of the book when he meets the Bene Gesserit Reverend Mother, okay, and they're wondering, could he be the Kwisats Haderach, or the Quiznos Haderach, or whatever you want to call it, this prophesized Messiah type figure. Paul is having some sort of awakening throughout the book. We know he's having dreams, visions that come to pass, and really at the end of that first section when everything goes down, he has some sort of like spaz out, freak out awakening, awaken the sleeper, or whatever it is. And the sleeper has awakened, or whatever. He has this moment, and I caught it when I read it, and this is interesting. So he does say something at the end of section 1, and why this is relevant. I'm going to talk about another thing pops up in section 2. So it was like on page 207, I believe, where he's talking to his mother, the Lady Jessica. So he says here, Jessica pressed her hands to her mouth. Great mother, he's the Kwisatz Haderach. She felt exposed and naked before him, realizing then that he saw her with eyes from which little could be hidden, and that she knew was the basis of her fear. You're thinking I'm the Kwisatz Haderach, he said. Put that out of your mind. I'm something unexpected. That's interesting. When I read that, I was like, what? Is he or isn't he the Quiznos Haderach? It's weird. I'm reading down, skipping some of this stuff. So, anyways, he's not proclaiming. He's saying he's not. He's saying the Bene Gesserit, I'm not that one, whatever. I'm something different. So there's this whole conflict. Is he or isn't he? I just find that interesting. But this whole thing pops up again on page 331. There's this term that keeps popping up in the book. I picked up on it called the terrible purpose. Like Paul keeps on saying he's destined for some terrible purpose, or he senses this terrible purpose. And I made note of it again here on page 331 in the section that I just read, the middle section of the book. So he has like this moment where he's able to see glimpses of the future or possible futures. I don't know how this works, like how exactly Paul's vision or sight is, like if it's destined to come true. I don't think he knows, but this is interesting. He says, I have seen this place in a dream, he thought. The thought was both reassuring and frustrating. Somewhere ahead of him on this path, the fanatic hordes cut their gory path across the universe in his name. The green and black Atreides banner would become a symbol of terror. Wild legions would charge into battle screaming their war cry, Muad'Dib! It must not be, he thought. I cannot let it happen. But he could feel the demanding race consciousness within him, his own terrible purpose. So that's what I'm talking about, this terrible purpose. So I'm going, what in the world? Paul's supposed to be the protagonist and hero, and you're going on, Joseph Campbell's The Hero's Journey. And yet this dude is having like these freak out moments where he's like, I'm not the Kwisats Haderach, I'm something else. And then he's having this. So I'm like, is he the anti Kwisats Haderach? Is he the anti-Messiah? I don't know. It's weird. Anyways, that's not a major thing. I think that if you were just reading this, you would miss those little parts because they're not very long. They're just kind of snuck in there. But there's these little seeds of possible darkness. It kind of reminds me of Luke Skywalker in Empire Strikes Back when he's with Yoda on Dagobah and he goes into that cave and he fights Vader, and when he cuts the head off of Vader, it's his own head that's inside of the helmet. So Luke is like fighting his own darkness. I don't know if that's what's going on here with Paul Atreides or not, but it's interesting. So there's your slight spoiler. The overall plot continues to drive on. So I'm going to start book 3, The Prophet, and I will give an assessment on that. So far, I'm really enjoying this reread. Yeah, that's just checking in. So thanks for watching, and I will finish this book, and I'll have my final thoughts after I finish the 3rd section, and it will determine on whether I read on in the series or not. I'm debating on whether I'm going to read book number 2. We'll see how this ends, and I will make a determination from there. Alright, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day, night, noon, whatever, wherever you are. Thank you.